And I'm Kat,
So that must mean this is info on the go.
answering questions you want to know. So, William, have you ever heard of Saint Valentine?
Yes, Saint Valentine's, in which the holiday is named after, but why do we give gifts on Valentine's Day?
Great question. And I have an answer. People give gifts on Valentine's Day as a way to express love and affection towards their significant other, using the occasion to demonstrate their appreciation and strengthen the bond within the relationship, with the act of giving a present symbolizing the depth of their feelings. It's a culturally recognized way to celebrate romance on this day dedicated to love. Um, I don't know. I think that's romanticizing it a bit, in my opinion,
Well,
for today's tradition, anyway. In my opinion.
and not only that, so to be real fair before we get started, there's a lot of different Saint Valentines, and we're just going to kind of focus on one today, but I think it's just become so monetized as a
Uh,
holiday.
I agree. It's a lot.
And one, we're going to talk a little bit about that as we go forward. But I have a question, Kat.
Okay.
So, why don't we give cards on Valentine's Day?
We'll get into that on today's episode of Info on the Go. We're talking about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, St. Valentine's Day, or the Feast of St. Valentine, is celebrated annually on February 14th. It originated as a Christian feast day honoring the martyr named Valentine. And though, and through later folk traditions, it has also become a significant cultural, religious, and commercial celebration of romance and love in many religions around in many regions of the world.
Hey, that's me that's supposed to do that, not you. The first Valentine's Day is thought to have taken place around 496 AD when Pope Gelasius I declared February 14th the feast day of St. Valentine, a Roman festival that took place in mid February and involved matchmaking, animal sacrifices, and debauchery. The festival,
Debauchery.
debauchery. Hey, so since we stopped, the first Valentine's Day sacrifices, animal sacrifices.
And
Oh
that was
my
a
gosh.
lot. I mean, almost any holiday or any tradition or anything like that involved animal sacrifices.
But how do you get matchmaking and animal sacrifices all in one holiday there?
I mean, if we're going back to the history of period products, we used to sprinkle menstrual stuff in fields. Okay, I can't vouch for the people of the day.
And to Kat's point, you should really check out if you haven't, you should go back and check out our episode, The History of Period Products. Um, so the festival was known for its fertility riots, which included whipping women with hides of sacrificed animals.
Oh wow.
I know I just kind of chuckled a little bit, but that's no, how is that romantic? I can't see that.
I, I don't know. It's not one of my kinks, but maybe
Uh,
it's somebody else's.
I could
Um,
see me trying to chase my wife down. Oh my gosh, she would probably take it away from me and beat me with it.
yeah, I can relate. I can relate. Um, so, Saint Valentine was a 3rd century Roman saint commemorated in Western Christianity on February 14th, in the Eastern Orthodoxy on July 16th. From the High Middle Ages, his feast day has been associated with the tradition of courtly love. He is also a patron saint. Saint Valentine was a clergyman, either a priest or a bishop, in the Roman Empire who ministered to persecuted Christians. He was martyred and his body buried on the Via Flamina on February 14th, which has been observed as the feast of St. Valentine since at least the 8th century.
So Saint Valentine's a Catholic priest who was executed by the Roman Emperor Claudius II on February 14th for continuing to perform weddings after Claudius outlawed them.
Oh.
Legend says that Valentine befriended the emperor's jailer's daughter, Julia, and restored her sight through prayer. On the night before his execution, Valentine wrote a note to Julia, signing it, "Love, your Valentine." Here is where the gifting of Valentine's cards comes from. While initially handwritten notes The practice later evolved to include mass produced greeting cards, with the 19th century seeing a significant rise in commercially available Valentine's cards. You know, for me and my wife, the handwritten cards are always, I mean, we do buy cards, but, uh, we do handwritten cards too. So,
I don't have a tradition. We don't really give each other gifts. We say Happy Valentine's Day, and that's about it.
well, Carrie and I we don't really give gifts. Um, and she's the kind that she would rather plant a flower than receive cut flowers. I don't know here lately though. We've been married for 20 years, so lately it's changed the past couple of years. She wants cut flowers now, whereas it used to be, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
but we don't do like the candy and the gifts. We do say Happy Valentine's Day, and but might maybe write each other a card or buy a card or something. But that's pretty much it.
Wow, I just realized we missed our anniversary.
You and Casey?
Yeah, it was on the 6th.
Oh, well, happy belated anniversary.
Thanks, it's 10 years. That's kind of scary. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, what am I doing? All right, so the 8th century Galatian sacramentary recorded the celebration of the feast of Saint Valentine on February 14th. The day became associated with romantic love in the 14th and 15th centuries, when notions of courtly love flourished, apparently by association with the lovebirds of early spring. In the 18th century England, it grew into an occasion for couples to express their love for each other by presenting flowers, offering confectionery, and sending greeting cards, known as Valentines. Valentine's Day symbols that are used today include the heart-shaped outline, doves, and the figure of the winged Cupid. In the 19th century, handmade cards gave way to mass-produced greetings in Italy. Mass-produced greetings. In Italy, St. Valentine's keys are given to lovers as romantic symbol and an invitation to unlock the giver's heart, as well as to children to ward off epilepsy, called St. Valentine's malady. Huh.
Wow. So now we know where Valentine's cards come from for
Right.
sure,
Exactly.
Um, so the mention of Cupid typically conjures up images of cherubic infant wielding a bow and arrow, but this wasn't always the case. Long before the Romans adopted and renamed him, and way before his association with Valentine's Day, Cupid was known as to the Greeks as Eros, the handsome god of love. Cupid, meaning passionate desire, is the god of desire, erotic love, attraction, and affection. He is often portrayed as the son of the love goddess Venus and the father, being the god of war, Mars.
Mm.
So
Well,
yeah, like okay,
interesting. Interesting.
very.
Armed with a bow and a quiver filled with both golden arrows to arouse desire and leaden arrows to ignite aversion, Eros struck at the hearts of gods and mortals and played with their emotions. In one story from ancient Greek mythology, which was later retold by Roman authors, Cupid, Eros, shot a golden arrow at Apollo, who fell madly in love with the nymph Daphne, and then launched a leaden arrow at Daphne so she would be repulsed by him. Well, that's unfortunate. That's
Yes.
sad.
So this diaper wearing, wielding bow, playing with
Arrow.
people's emotions.
Yes. Sounds about right. The little mischievous mischievous little thing.
Yeah. I've always wondered about that until I got to researching it, or we got to researching this, and I was like, oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
In the poetry of the Archaic period,
Mm-hmm.
Eros, Eros was represented, or Cupid was represented as a steadily immortal who was irresistible to both to man and gods. By the Histolanic period, he was
Hellenistic.
Hellenistic period. Okay, that sounds better than what I had. He was increasingly portrayed as a playful, mischievous. I can't.
Mischievous.
Thank you. I cannot speak. Child. Because of his associations with love, 19th century Victorians credited with popularizing Valentine's Day and giving the holiday its romantic spin. Before depicting this cherubic version of Cupid on Valentine's Day cards in a trend that has persisted until this day. So basically, during that time, they started depicting Cupid on their cards, and it's kind of stuck around, right?
Yep, yep. It went from a studly immortal to a cherubic child,
Eh,
basically.
There's so when I was looking at this, I don't know if you saw it when you was looking at it, but there was a story where his wife was a mortal and she could never see him. Then I can't remember the whole story, but basically she snuck a peek at him and he had to chase her down and shoot her with an arrow to make her immortal and then forgave her for looking at him, which is kind of crazy.
It sounds like the stories of the time,
We need to
uh,
really do an episode on
the Greeks and Romans.
and their gods because the
Yes,
gods were like their gods were just
the craziest stories come out of there.
they were.
The first recorded instance of romantic love being directly celebrated on February 14th was in 1400 when, is that Charles VI of the
Charles
French
the Yes, Charles the Sixth.
of the French royal court issued the charter of the Court of Love.
So, Kat and I didn't really want to get too religious with Valentine's Day. So that's really all we're going to talk about St. Valentine's Day. And then we're going to kind of talk a little bit about around the world on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So, South Korea, let's start there. They celebrate Valentine's Day on February 14th and also White Day on March 14th and Black Day on April 14th. And basically, Valentine's Day and White Day are kind of basically about the same, but Black Day is an unofficial holiday observed on April 14th each year. It is mostly observed in South Korea by singles. The day is intentionally contrasted to Valentine's Day and White Day, which are both on the 14th day of their respective months, February and March. And this is sad to me right here. People who did not receive gifts on either of those holidays gather on Black Day to eat black bean noodles with black bean sauce. That just sounds depressing.
A little depressing. I mean, but it's representing everybody. There's
Uh,
there's inequality to that.
true, true.
Japan celebrates Valentine's Day, but only women give gifts on February 14th. And Argentina celebrates Valentine's Day by exchanging gifts, going out to dinner, and celebrating their love.
So basically, except men and women give gifts here in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And then, some celebrate by going out to dinner. Some, I guess to each their own.
Right, right.
France celebrates Valentine's Day by exchanging letters and cards. Germany celebrates Valentine's Day, known as Valenstag, by exchanging gifts like flowers and chocolates. And the only day that I can say in German is Montag, and that's Monday.
I can't say that I can say days. I think I can count up to like 15 maybe. And then, I know water closet, which is like the bathroom.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, so in South Africa celebrates Valentine's Day on February 15th to observe the Roman festival Lupercalia.
Yeah.
Denmark celebrates Valentine's Day by exchanging pressed white flowers called snowdrops, which are a symbol of love, friendship, and charity. Well, I like that. That sounds nice. Snowdrops are given to friends and lovers, either fresh or pressed. The flowers have tiny heart-shaped marks at the end of their white petals.
And I included a picture. Did you see the picture of this?
I am seeing the picture. That's so cute.
My
I like
wife
that.
was like, I really like that. I want that for Valentine's Day. You can plant some of those. So I was
Yeah.
looking to see, how I could grow them around here, but You see the little heart-shaped symbol in there?
Yes, that's
I,
so cute.
yeah, I thought it was because I had to look it up. I was like, what is a snowdrop? And then so if you're not driving and you're somewhere where you can look up images, definitely make sure you look up this image of a snowdrop
It's adorable, I promise.
for real. Symbols of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is synonymous with several enduring symbols, each carrying its own historical and cultural significance.
Hearts. The heart, as the seat of emotion, has long been associated with love. The familiar heart shape likely originated from the ancient depiction of the seed of the Siphium? Silphium.
Syphilum. Syphilum?
Hmm. I think it's
Silphium.
Silphium
Yeah, I think so.
plant, which was used as a contraceptive in Cyrene, which is modern day Libya. Over time, the shape became stylized and universally recognized as a symbol of love. Huh,
And there you go.
that's pretty neat.
Uh, yeah, I didn't know that until I started looking.
Hmm.
Um, Cupid, the mischievous Cupid with his bow and quiver of arrows, has its root in Roman mythology, where he is the son of Venus, the goddess of love, and Eros. In Greek mythology, he represented passion and desire. Victorians popularized the cherubic depiction of Cupid that endures on modern Valentine's Day cards today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I am almost pretty sure that most of our listeners, just saying Cupid, automatically imagines the little baby or a small cherubic in a diaper with his quiver and
And
little
wings.
wings
Yep. Yep.
flying around.
I don't know if anybody has ever seen the first Parent Trap, but they had that on the in the beginning credits. Little cherubs. That's what it made me think of. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So flowers, roses, particularly red ones, that symbolize passion and love. This association dates back to the Roman mythology where roses were sacred to Venus. Different flowers carry varied meanings. Daisies symbolize innocence, while lilies represent purity.
And we should really do one on flowers and meanings as they went through history because there was a lot more to it than just that.
For sure.
That is a highly glossed over part of flowers. And let's get into the commercialization of Valentine's Day. Uh, it's a $1 billion industry, right? Valentine's Day has evolved into a global economic powerhouse. The commercialization began in earnest during the 19th century with the mass production of Valentine's cards. Uh, Esther Howland, an
Hmm.
American entrepreneur, is credited with popularizing Valentine's cards in the United States. I did not, and I should have looked up to see exactly how much Americans, and just in general, spend on Valentine's cards. I know we're about to talk about, different spending throughout different countries, but just cards alone, I wonder.
Well, I don't know. There's some cards out there that are like 15, $20 by themselves, but those are the ones that move and stuff, which I think are pretty cute.
And we should really do a podcast on trash because how
Oh,
many of those
God.
cards wind up in the trash?
I keep cards, so I have cards for at least the last 10 years. I have cards
But like retail
for every
stores,
holiday.
you
Yeah,
know,
no. Oof. That's rough.
we need to do one on trash.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new Netflix series out called Spend More or Buy More. I think it's called Buy More. You should check that out.
Oh, I'll have to check it out for sure.
Yep.
Today, the holiday drives significant consumer spending. Americans spend over 23 billion on Valentine's Day related compared to the UK's 1.5 billion. Items from chocolates and flowers to jewelry and dining experiences. Retailers capitalize on the holiday by marketing themed products, and online e-commerce has made it easier than ever to participate in Valentine's traditions.
So basically, like all your online platforms.
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
While Valentine's Day is widely celebrated, it has its critics. Some argue that the holiday places undue pressure on individuals and couples to conform to commercialized ideals of romance. For singles, the holiday can be a source of loneliness or exclusion. And, I'm just thinking about that Black Day in South Korea.
Right. Right. Um, it is kind of sad, and I do understand the pressure to conform to the commercialized ideals, for sure.
Well, and if you're single, there's a lot of pressure. Like, you don't have a
Who are you
Valentine's.
gonna have a date with, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm. There's also growing awareness about the environmental impact of Valentine's Day, from the carbon footprint of flower imports to the waste generated by disposable cards and packaging. As a result, many people are seeking eco-friendly ways to celebrate, such as gifting potted plants or handmade items. I would
Modern,
prefer that.
yes, my wife would prefer that too. Like I said, over the time, she's kind of evolved to like, I don't know. Sometimes she wants fresh cut flowers, sometimes not.
Right.
Modern trends and innovations, Valentine's Day continues to evolve, reflecting changing societal norms and technological advancements. Online dating apps have revolutionized the way people connect, and virtual celebrations become more popular.
Mm.
The dating apps probably exploded, what, in the past 10 years?
For sure. For sure. I mean, because apps have really exploded for the past, what, 20 or
Yeah,
so. I mean, with smartphones and stuff like that.
that'll definitely be in our telephone episode.
Absolutely. The holiday is also becoming more inclusive. Many people now use Valentine's Day to celebrate friendships, Galentine's Day, or self love, broadening its appeal beyond romantic relationships.
And Galentine's Day is a global holiday that celebrates women's friendship. Galentine's Day is typically marked on February 13th, but can be observed any day. Galentine's Day events are typically all female, occasions of mutual empowerment, a reminder for women to support and uplift one another.
Well, now I didn't know none of that, which is pretty nice.
Well, when I
I
was
like
doing
that.
this, I was like, what is Galentine's Day? And I had to look it up. I found brief mentions of it. I know that Michelle Obama posted somewhere that she was celebrating Galentine's Day with this big banner behind them.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, well, I guess it's a relatively new concept, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
The concept and name of this annual festival of sisterhood was imagined into existence by the Parks and Recreation writing staff. The sitcom's main character, Leslie Knope, played by Amy Poehler, is the originator of the holiday. Jumping from fiction to real life, the occasion is well known enough that Galentine's Day merchandise is now sold at mainstream outlets like Walmart, Party City, Amazon, and Etsy. Retailers also use the holiday as a pretext for organizing pop up shops, marketing products to female customers. Many resorts and restaurants offer Galentine's Day themed package deals. Well, that
I,
answered that question, didn't it?
yeah, well, I've never heard of Parks and Recreation,
You
so
what?
what kind of show is that?
Um, I don't even know how to describe it really, but that's where
Is it something
oh
I should
geez.
try to check out?
It's funny. If you like something funny, then yes.
I love funny for sure.
It's funny. It's stupid like slapstick funny.
Well, that's definitely up my alley. I mean, my peanut butter jelly time jokes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Um, so whether you're celebrating the classic romance of Valentine's Day or embracing Galentine's Day, or even enjoying the unique cultural spins on love from around the globe, one thing is clear. Love in all of its forms is worth celebrating. I would agree with that hands down.
Yes.
From handwritten notes to Cupid's playful arrows, from pressed flowers to modern inventions like digital connections, Valentine's Day has grown to symbolize more than just romance. It's about relationships, connections, and the simple act of showing we care. And I'm going to take it a step further here. On Valentine's Day, if you're, if you don't have someone to spend it with or whatever, make a donation to those that are less fortunate. It's all about caring, right?
Yes. Whether you're giving a traditional bouquet, sharing a heartfelt card, or just spending quality time with those you cherish, remember that the spirit of Valentine's Day lies in thoughtfulness and love behind every gesture. After all, love in all its diverse and beautiful manifestations is what makes the world go round. Thanks for listening and tell a friend about us.
Yeah, definitely. Kat and I definitely want to thank you for listening. And don't forget to like and follow us wherever you get your podcast.
Send us a text using the link in the show notes.
Uh, Let us know if there's a topic you want us to cover. And until next time.
Stay curious.